Tired of your old kitchen or bathroom? Upgrade to the home of your dreams with Manny and Courtney from CMK Construction. CMK Construction is Tampa's award-winning kitchen and bath leader for over 20 years. Right now, save $3,000 on a new kitchen and $2,000 on a new bathroom. And take advantage of our no money down and no interest financing until 2026. Imagine, design, build. Tired of your old...
This is Dennis Phillips Live. Brought to you by CMK Construction, crafting Tampa's most exquisite bathrooms and kitchens.
How you doing, everybody? It is a Monday night edition of Dennis Phillips Live. We are now, well, we're still broadcasting on the Spot 66. We are obviously now at Tampa Bay 28. So last night, Greg D posted on Facebook, hey, this is the last time I'm going to be posting here on ABC Action News. And of course, there were some folks, are you leaving? Is Dennis retiring? Are you taking up? No, we have come full circle. And when I say that, I mean that because back in the day, back before most of y'all were even born, well, some of y'all were even born, we were ABC Action, before that, we were 28 Tampa Bay News, working hard to be your favorite. That was what we started. I actually got some stories about that we're going to share coming up in a few minutes. Wendy Ryan will be here. This empty seat will be Wendy Ryan. She's over in the newsroom somewhere. I told her to maybe give me about 6 or 7 minutes because I am going to do a tropical update. I'm going to jump right in, and then we're going to talk about our new show, our new station. And so I want to ask you, if you are watching on Frontier, tell me what channel you're on, because I'm still trying to get this all straight. So we're on 17 on cable. We're on 66.1 on OTA, over the air, the antenna, right? And I always tell people it's better to watch the show on TV, okay, and follow along on social. Because that way you can ask questions, you can see the drama, you can ask when people want somebody banned. You got all this stuff going on while we're talking weather at the same time. But I'm hearing differing reports on whether we're still on 17 on Frontier or 23. Lots of hellos here. Terry, you're going on a cruise August 23rd. Hey, you know what? Here's my take. Anybody who books a cruise the end of August or September, you've got to know there is going to be a hurricane nearby. But usually the cruise ships go around it, okay? Canada's in the house. Andrew, we have Idaho in the house as well. We've got folks from all over Illinois with Julie. We've got Marlene in Georgia. How you doing, Lori? Good to see you. Eastlake checking in. So vacationing in northern Michigan, do you need to get back to put up the shutters in Lakewood Ranch, Raj? No, you do not. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just jump into weather, okay, for a change. Rarity, I know it. And at the end of the show, we will answer all your questions. But at the end of the day, so Frontier is saying 511, Janine's saying. Teresa's saying 23, so still on 23. Stacy in OC is checking in. So yeah, lots and lots of questions, but I'm going to give you guys, got my Diet Dr. Pepper ready to roll. Got my band button ready to roll. And we're going to go ahead and someone's saying no sound in Facebook. I don't think that's true because I would be hearing it from everybody if there was no sound. Pretty sure. Keith is in the house from Clearwater. So anyway, let's jump in. Right now, Hurricane Erin, winds of 140 miles an hour, okay? Moving northwest at 10. This storm is doing exactly as forecast. And look, I get it. After everything people have gone through with hurricanes over the last few years, I know you are waiting to hear something changing or go wrong. But boy, this has been an incredibly accurate forecast from the Hurricane Center. The models have been all over it, and it's doing as we said. And here's what's crazy. Erin will not make landfall. You heard me say it again. Erin will not make landfall, but there will be impacts. So here is the projected track. Now, there are tropical storm warnings in effect for part of the Bahamas, the Turks and the Caicos. All right. Mickey's watching from Crawfordville, Florida. Good to see you. Land O'Lakes is saying hi. Sandy, good to see you. The Ocala National Forest is checking in. Pam. Seminole as well. Thenona, Sassa, Teresa. So, yeah, we got lots and lots of folks. Brandon is saying no sound on ABC app. So that's interesting. I may check on that on a commercial break. All right. Cannot get the spot yet on YouTube. Teresa, we are working on it. So here's what I want you to look at. This is the projected track from the Hurricane Center, and it is really right on the money. Notice, does not make landfall in the Bahamas, does not make landfall in Bermuda, does not make landfall on the U.S. mainland, and did not make landfall in Puerto Rico or the islands. And there are all these people who are wanting to rebel rouse and cause some problems. So when I said the U.S., that it would not make landfall in the U.S., and well, what about Puerto Rico? It's getting it. Well, first of all, it did not make landfall in Puerto Rico. It would not make landfall in Puerto Rico. But there were impacts. As we said before, there would be some squally weather, and that is what they had. So here, notice the Outer Banks of the Carolinas. That is when it is closest as it gets. Now, right now, hurricane force winds extend 80 miles out from the center, okay? And tropical storm force winds extend 230 miles out from the center. So I do think there will be tropical storm force winds along the Carolina coastline. Ocean City, Maryland, I do not think they will see it. Fenwick Island, Delaware, I do not think they will see it, but they will get some serious surf. Zach, it is not Fernando, it is Fernand, okay? So Christy went over to the ABC app and saying that there is good sound on both. So thank you, Christy, for being our tech support. I do appreciate it. So anyway, there's a look at the track. And so bottom line, yes, there will be surge along the Outer Banks of the Carolinas. There will be high surf the east coast of Florida all the way. And by the way, let's talk about that surf, shall we? So here's a look at the forecast for surf. Maximum wave heights at any point in time from this storm, at one point here, let's go through time, 95 feet. Maximum wave heights right here east of the Bahamas. Now that's maximum wave height. And that's probably, that's Euro model based, and that's probably going to be higher than it is. But at the end of the day, you are still looking at significant surge and surf on the Outer Banks, right there. Then it starts to pull away. But even there's still going to be 20, 25-foot surf offshore in Ocean City and Fenwick and up toward the Jersey Shore. But look at that. The Jersey Shore, it's a near miss in terms of the worst of it, okay? But let's go back, because quickly I want to talk about what's behind it. There are the spaghetti models. The track is set in stone. It is not hitting the U.S. But Saharan dust making a little bit of a return. That might be helpful, because the next system that we're looking at, which is right here, that has to go across through that Saharan dust. So it is certainly a possibility, if not a likelihood, that this is going to take a while to get its act together, if it does at all. And that would be Fernand. Thank you. I love that we're on TV as well, Brita. Oh, here comes Wendy Ryan. I'll tell you what, here's what we're going to do. So at the end of the day, what I was saying is, so we will watch this one. We'll talk more about the models coming up. And Wendy Ryan will be checking in as well to talk about our new name, Tampa Bay 28. That's all coming up in 90 seconds. Okay. Wendy Ryan, come on. Come on, Wendy Ryan. Okay, we are still on streaming. No, we are still on Facebook. So, but we're not on a TV, so we have time. So there's our TV countdown time. We have time. Julianne asked 28. Yeah, it's a long story, Julianne. But our station started. This, by the way, guys. Wendy Ryan.
Woo,
You need help getting? You need help getting up?
I need like a step stool.
You need help? Gotcha.
Oh my God.
Gotcha.
How do
Okay.
you get up here?
Okay. Well, she's little.
I'm like
Wendy's
all 5
little.
feet of me.
How much time on that one where it says break?
33 seconds.
Okay, we have 33 seconds.
Okay, now Jay, our director was like, don't turn the mic on before you get up on the chair, because it's gonna go.
See?
That's how we imitate. We
That
imitate
is
Jay like that.
But we also.
Don't turn your mic on.
But
He
we
kinda
also
sounds
do
like that.
Jay is like, oh, did you use your coupon yet?
Yeah.
Jay,
He's from Boston.
13 seconds.
12 seconds.
What, Jay? Rhode Island.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah,
Same.
okay.
Same accent, right?
Everybody's
Kinda.
saying, hey, Wendy.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so give me a countdown. Where are we on?
Okay, 2 seconds. 1. We're on.
Okay, we are back on the Spot Live. We are on Channel 17 on Spectrum. We're on 23 on Frontier. We are on 66.1 OTA. And we have Wendy Ryan here.
And you know, we match, even though I don't have the sweatshirt yet.
I forgot.
This is the new
Thank
one,
for
right?
mentioning- So today, my new hoodies got in. I got my Gator color one. I got my USF Bowl one. I got my FSU Noel one. I got my UCF Golden Knights one.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I ordered, and I pay for them too, because, we donate the money to charity, so I'm like, what the heck? So I ordered 7 hoodies.
Wow.
I'm so excited.
Every different school?
Every school.
Wow.
Yeah, well, everyone within. I got the Hurricanes from Miami as well.
You did?
I did. I got the Canes, and then I've got the Bolts and the Bucks and.
You got the Panthers too? And
don't have the Panthers.
Wow.
Do not.
There might be some Panther fans out there.
There might be, but we are the official
We
broadcast.
are the
home
Lightning
of the
Bolts. Yeah,
Bolts.
yeah. So it's hard
Yeah.
for us to kind of even acknowledge that other team right now.
It's a true story. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a graphic full here, and I'm going to quickly, again, go back over, and then Wendy and I are going to talk about our new name and whatnot. So here's a look at the graphics again. So the Erin orange, right, the yellow blob, I'm sorry, the orange blob, it might even change, actually. Let's look at if the new numbers have come out yet, because at 8 o'clock, the NHC brings up a new one. And this is as of 8 o'clock, so we are, there's another one. There's another one behind it. Here, I'm going to refresh this.
Is that yellow?
Watch this.
There's an orange one and a yellow one.
Watch this magic that's about to happen if it updates. Let me see if it's updated yet. Because, yes, there is a new one. It might not have even.
Right behind it.
It might not have even. Oh, and there it is.
Wow.
Look, it's magic, guys. All right, so.
It looks smaller than the other one, though.
Well, it's the wave coming off of Africa. See that little blob off Africa?
Yeah.
That little blow up right there, that's the one in yellow. And then you've got the one in orange where the X is. It's running into some dry air. It's running into Saharan dust. So if I show you the models here, and I'm going to go ahead and do that because the folks have been asking, because we do have to talk a little bit about this whole weather stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and show you. Here's the new one. I'm going to go ahead and refresh and watch this. Magically, the yellow one will appear. Poof, there it is. So there's the yellow one. We've got the orange one. And these, no, I'm not going to show you that. All right, this is a look at Erin. There's the spaghetti models. It is, Wendy, it is not going to make landfall anywhere.
Thank goodness.
Right?
Because it's huge.
It is. Hurricane force winds extend out 80 miles, tropical storm 230 miles.
Now, they are saying rip currents and flooding is still a possibility?
Yes, there will be rip currents all the way from Florida up to Maine out of this thing. And coastal flooding, storm surge is going to be an issue in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, kind of like what we had with Helene, because remember, Helene was well over 100 miles offshore.
Yeah, but the flooding was awful.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that's the same thing. Look how far you've got the track of the storm well off of the Outer Banks, but there's still a storm surge watch. So that's one we'll have to watch. All right, so here's a look at the European. All right, this is the ensemble runs for the European. And what this shows us is this is a look, obviously, right here. That is Erin, so that's set in stone, and that's going this way. But then you've got these other areas that potentially could go this way, maybe a couple going this way, maybe a couple going this way, even some going this way. It's just too early. That is the orange thing that we were looking at.
Oh, okay.
All right.
The storm behind Erin.
Yes. And then if we look at the Euro AI, now look at the Euro AI. The Euro AI is really looking more at a turn. Oops, let me get the track here. All right, so look at this one. This is actually even more to the east than what is going on with Erin.
Now, is that because of the cold front higher?
It's that front coming through. It's a trough. Yeah, well, actually what often happens is when you get one storm as big as Erin that comes through, it kind of weakens the ridge, so it makes it even more likely that it's going to curve, which is what we're looking at. But there are a few that still go into the Gulf, right? And so here's the way that plays out, guys. If this stays weak, if the second blob, if the orange blob here stays weak, then it will likely go farther west. And if it goes farther west, obviously we have to watch it. Now, the GFS is the model that is notorious for over-forecasting tropical systems. There's Erin. We all know that track is set in stone. But look what the GFS does. The GFS is far more bullish on a weaker system coming more into the Gulf. So the answer to the question is we don't know what's going to happen yet. I mean, look, it travels all the way across, and some curve it, some go straight. So we just don't know yet. I will show you the operational runs, the European. This is the GFS, actually. And this is the GFS that does bring the system very weak. Look down here by the islands. Very, very weak. And then it does bring it close to Florida in about 12 days. You know, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's too early to tell. The European doesn't do any of that. It keeps it offshore. See how, watch down here, Wendy. See it right there?
Yeah.
See how it curves it?
Yeah.
And this does, and there's that front you talked about.
Yeah.
Remember? See it?
Yeah, I see it.
Right there.
Yep.
And then the other Euro does this. This is the AI. It also curves it and doesn't bother anybody.
I want to just, I don't know if that
we have a
clock
break?
means anything.
No,
Five
it
seconds?
doesn't. No, I actually,
Okay, good.
but you know what? It's a good point. I do have to set a break because I have a tendency to go heavy on this stuff, and then I have to run all my commercials in the last 3 minutes because I just don't time things out very well.
Because you get busy.
I do. I totally lose track of what I'm talking about. So, okay. So there you go, guys. Erin, tropical storm watch for the Outer Banks, storm surge watch for the Outer Banks. Winds extend out 230 miles. No impacts for Florida. Will not go into the Gulf. The next two systems, there is an orange. I will show you again. There is an orange, and now there is a new yellow. There that is. And that is one that we simply just, at this point, it's too early to know for sure. But we will continue to track it. So when we come back, Wendy is going to talk about our new name.
Tampa Bay 28.
She wore the colors.
I did.
And she's like, I'm like that. I said, hey, that's a good idea. So I went and wore blue just because you were wearing blue.
Oh, good. Yeah, you got to match the graphics.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
So we're going to talk
It's our
about
launch
kind of
day.
why we did it and what that means to you at home. And that'll continue on 90 seconds as DPL returns. Okay, so we are in a break now, but we are still on.
Look at you multitasking. How do you do it?
I don't do it very well.
Yeah,
But they
you do it,
actually
though.
tell me. They
keep you on time.
Somebody says ban the Betty. Someone's saying I got to ban Betty.
Who's
All right,
Betty?
well, let's find
Betty
out.
mean?
That's a good question. Betty. Everybody's saying ban Betty.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. Ban Betty. Ban Betty. Ban. Where is she? There's a Betty who wants me to ban a Betty. How crazy is that? Look, that
Wendy,
Betty.
please look at the
What's me?
comments and bring Dennis' attention to the ban. Yeah, so she must be being mean.
All right, let's see. Well, she could be talking me. But you know what? I can't go any farther up. She's still with political stuff. Okay, so
political.
Betty, You're lucky at this point because I can't scroll up any higher than what I'm doing right now. So here's my question, Betty. If you want to keep doing this stuff, I'm just going to ask you, do you feel lucky, punk? Do you? Because I can ban you if I see it. But if you don't do it again, then you won't get banned. So the question is, do you feel lucky or not? All right, so anyway, yeah, look at all these Bettys. People are anti-Betty.
Yeah,
But you know what? They were anti another guy called Bozo Bob, and I thought Bozo Bob was funny.
Oh, wow. Oh,
But
yeah,
I've not seen Bozo Bob.
No, but
Look,
they all know,
everybody.
Yeah, they know her whole name.
How much time we got?
We got 9 seconds. 8,
Okay.
7.
Okay, well, I'm going to be
6.
looking at comments now, Betty. So do you feel lucky or don't you? All right, where are we at? 2, 1. All right, we are back on Dennis Phillips Live with Wendy Ryan, and today is a big day in the history of our TV station. So tell folks why.
So today we are now Tampa Bay 28, going from ABC Action News, which most of you have heard for the last several years, to Tampa Bay 28. And I brought my little, our old logo with my old co-anchor, Brendan McLaughlin. And this was like
hold on, I'm going to go show them that.
22 years ago, right?
I'm going to go up to the camera and show it to
22 years ago, I want to say almost, I think, when I first got here, and I started like when I was
Right.
like 10, so I'm not that old now, right?
Can you see this? So this is Brendan McLaughlin and
Yeah,
Marty Tucker.
It was-
Oh, there's
yeah,
the close-up.
Marty,
Look,
yeah,
Jay's in
Marty.
there working. Here, I'll hold
Or
it back
Marty
so you can see
Salt?
it better.
Is
She
that
was
some
Marty
people knew
Salt.
her?
Well, she was Marty Tucker here,
Yeah.
but she was Marty Salt in Orlando.
And
Can
so
you
I
focus that,
replaced
Jay?
her 22
Jay's trying to focus. There you
years
go.
ago. Yeah. And if you see the logo,
Look how young Brendan looks.
I know he looks so young, doesn't he? He's more mature now.
Hysterical. But look at the name. We were 28 Tampa Bay News.
And a lot of people, I remember when I
Okay.
first came to Tampa 22 years ago, people were like, oh, you're with 28. They would just automatically, oh, you're with 28. Because then we switched to ABC Action News. So we're just kind of going back to our roots, right? It's the OG. We always go back to, where you started. And so 28, and I believe we were actually on channel 28, because back in the day, right, there was like 3 networks, 4 networks.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Not like cable that's blown up now, and now there's a million networks or a million, channels. So 28 was really our beginning, where everybody just knew us as Channel 28. And so even though I know you all have so many different systems now, a lot of people cut the cord, so you're getting your news and whatever through YouTube TV or a million other ways, right? So now it doesn't really matter that we're not on 28, but certainly people identify us as 28, and so we're Tampa Bay 28. And the cool thing is we're really focused on the community, Tampa Bay. And as you've probably heard over the last, several months, your voice, your community, your neighbors, your issues, your stories. And so we feel that Tampa Bay 28 really brings the Tampa Bay community closer to us for us to serve the community in every way we can. And so it really kind of symbolizes who we are. We've always been 28. And so that's what we're going with. So the next time someone says, what do you guys watch? You're watching Tampa Bay 28.
Hey, I got a
right?
question. We had another break because as usual I go long. Did you work here when we were 28 Tampa Bay News?
It was right when I got here that we changed to Action News, which is
Okay.
why I brought you the Marty Salt.
Yeah.
So right when she left, that was the old logo, and then we turned to ABC Action News and Taking Action, and that's when Jackie, that's when the whole Taking Action for You kind of started.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was really on the end of it. And Action News was the beginning of it. So it's a whole new era now.
No, I don't think we've ever been Channel 10, Marianne.
No.
We've always been 11. People always confuse that.
Yes.
It's just the way that it works. It just does.
There was some network switching too, I believe, back in
Well,
the
yeah.
day.
Okay, so I'm
So that's
the
probably
last remaining person here from on air of the original hires.
Yes.
And so we were Fox without a news operation. Tell you what, we'll go a break, and then we'll come back with our last segment. And we'll give you one more update on Erin and what's behind it. Back in 90 seconds. Okay, we're going, right? Is that my third break? Is that 3?
I don't know.
That better be 3.
I wasn't here for the
Yeah, I'm
the
pretty
first.
sure it was.
Yeah?
Okay.
How many
So
breaks?
I've not seen Betty go back yet. So so punk. so come on, go out and post. So I've had all these people tagging her though.
Yeah.
'Cause they're actually watch this.
She's talked about something political?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
what it
I have
was?
no idea. I'm just joking. But I can ban them. But I've not seen Betty comment again. So you know what? As long as there's been no other comments,
Yeah.
look at ban the Betty. Anyway, so
I have to say, your audience, your viewers, your people are so awesome because to like look out for you and they know, to ban them when they're going off topic and not talking about weather and hurricanes or our new name today.
Yep.
Then they're banned.
They're very loyal. They're very helpful.
I love that.
So here's the story. So, I mean, how much time we got?
33, 30,
Okay.
30 seconds.
So I'm going to tell the story about how I got here.
Which is a great story.
It is a good story.
It is a good story.
I'll tell it after we're off broadcast because I do want to recover the hurricane one more time. And then we're going to be here for a while longer and for all your Q&A, so we'll stay a little bit longer than the 7:58. You have to go get dinner? Or?
No, I'm good. I'm good, yeah.
How are we doing on time?
Okay, we got 8 seconds. 7,
Okay.
6, 5. You're counting down.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, we are back. Dennis Phillips live, although today we could be WRL because we have Wendy Ryan live as well.
Oh, yeah, that's
She's looking at me
true.
like, wait a minute, WRL?
I had to do, I was like, what does that stand for? Oh, that's my initials.
Wendy is here. Now, when did you start?
22 years ago.
Okay.
2003.
So that you were here for Charlie, right?
Charlie, Francis, Ivan, Jean, those were my first 4 hurricanes.
Yep.
And, we love to tell the story that during Charlie, we were preparing, I taped all my windows because I asked Dennis, should I do that? And he said, absolutely, you should. Back in the day, I thought that could keep me safe. And guess what? It didn't do it. After the storm, he was like, yeah, it doesn't do anything.
I just want to make you feel better.
He's like, but didn't you feel safer? I was
See?
like, I kind of did.
And that's the thing.
That was my start of hurricane season and learning what you should and shouldn't do. Yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 more minutes left on TV, okay, and on streaming. So if you have questions about hurricanes, about anything, about Wendy, about me, jump on to, and I've always said this is a great way to do it. You watch on TV, which a lot of people do, and then follow along on social, and that way you can do the Q&A, because the TV ends at 58, but we're going to stay on for another 15, 20 minutes or whatever to answer all your questions. But for TV folks, I do want to, again, show you real quick. So there it is. The orange area is the next developing system. It's going to run into some dry air, a lot of Saharan dust, but here's something to remember. So when a tropical system develops, if it stays weak, it quite often stays more west. So if this is the way it plays out, if this gets stronger, it's going to curve like Erin did and won't bother anybody.
Hopefully.
Yes. But if it stays weak, it would have a likelihood to go a little more west. And if it stays more west, then all of a sudden it could get into the northern Caribbean or even the Gulf. We don't know yet. It's too early to tell. But we do know that Erin is going to be a real troublemaker for the Carolinas, not as a landfalling storm. It's going to stay way offshore. But as we had with Helene, there's going to be some surge issues. Even though it's a couple hundred miles offshore, it's going to be pushing enough water that there's a storm surge watch for the Outer Banks of the Carolinas. There's a tropical storm watch. And there's tropical storm warnings right now for the eastern central Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos. So that is, and if you're just tuning in, look at the area in yellow behind the one in orange. It's that time, right?
It's another system. Yeah, isn't this like the peak, right?
Yeah.
From here through September,
middle
October?
of October. Yeah. I mean, historically, the peak is September 10th, but we're pretty much there. Oh, there's Betty. I see Betty. Oh, Betty, so you're going to, on TV, you'll get to watch this because Betty banned from all live streams. You're gone. So there you go, TV folks. Betty is gone.
This is my first experience of the banning.
Yeah,
and
well,
I have to say, it's quite impressive.
Everybody's been saying ban Betty, and I'm
Yeah.
like, Betty, do you feel lucky? Do you want to? Because I couldn't see Betty's post; it went away. But
so she posted again.
Posted again. She's like, yeah, okay, well, you're gone. So anyway, there you go, Betty. All right, folks, if you're watching again, there is a look at the area in orange, the area in yellow, and Erin with winds of 140 miles an hour. We're going to continue on Facebook and answer all your questions. So for travel plans, for folks who are cruising, we got you covered. But we're going to continue talking about
Tampa Bay 28.
Yeah, because that's our new name.
Our new slogan. Yes.
So folks on TV, thanks for watching. Tune over to Facebook if you like. If not, we'll see you tomorrow on TPL. Okay, so TV people are gone, so now we can tell you what we really think about them. No, I'm just totally joking. We love our TV people.
I was seeing a lot of folks like asking about Labor Day already. As far as weather,
too early.
yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, it's too far away, right?
Okay, so let's go back and we'll start answering questions. And I want to talk a little bit more about what you're saying. So over the last, I don't know, how many months has it been that we've really been focusing more on community-driven stories?
Yes, your voice, your neighborhoods,
You want
your
Diet Coke, by the way?
community.
Do you drink Diet Coke?
No, I do. But if I have caffeine this late, I'll never go to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing affects him.
That's true.
But I love caffeine, don't get me wrong, but in the morning.
Okay.
I can't do it this late.
All right, so what were you saying?
Anyway, yeah, so your voice, your community, your stories, we're really trying to connect with our neighborhoods all over the Tampa Bay area, and we feel like the name change of Tampa Bay 28, people have known us as 28, Channel 28 for years, because back in the day, that's what actual channel we were on. Now, of course, it's different, because you've probably cut the cord or you're streaming, what have you. But still, it's just connecting with the community. And we've been doing it now for several months. And thank you all who reach out to us, especially when we put up that QR code to say, hey, reach out, tell us. And that way, a lot of times, we can make things happen. You have a problem in your community, we can talk to you, then we go to city leaders and say, hey, fix this. This is not okay. And, it's a great way for us to connect with you and make a difference. And that's really what we're about.
And some folks are asking the whole 28 thing. Let me explain that. And Wendy's too young for this. She won't understand. But so back in the day, there were main TV channels that were like your main news stations, ABC, NBC, CBS. There was no Fox, and they were usually on channels 2 through 13. And then your UHF channels were usually ones that ran Spider-Man and like all the other like.
Oh, you are going back.
Yeah. Those were UHF channels, and that's a channel 14 and above, right? So our station, when we started in 94, well, actually, we were there before 94. We started news in 94. We were a UHF station. And back in the day, you would have to turn to get to whatever that channel is. But when everybody got cable, and for a while, everybody got cable.
Of course.
So we'll just use our local stations. Channel 13, they were on Channel 13 and also 13 on cable. Channel 8, they were on 8 on cable as well as broadcast. But we were on 28 because we were a UHF station. We were one of the ones that used to run Spider-Man and whatever ran on those UHF stations. So it always confused people.
Right.
Do we watch you on 28? Because ESPN is on 28. ESPN2 is on 28, so I don't understand. So now, like you just said, what's happening, the new trend is people are cutting cable, right? They're getting YouTube TV or they're watching OTA over the air. So what you can do now to watch our station, and any other local station, is you buy one of those antennas for $20, whether it's Amazon or Walmart.
Like the old school ones.
Yes.
Yeah, the bunny ears, right?
Well, they could be rabbit ears, but they can also just be like a little circular thing that you put out. And what you do is you plug it into your TV, and you'll see a button on your TV that says antenna. And you scan, and it scans and gets all these channels that are available locally. They're not the cable channels, they're OTA.
Right.
And the Spot is one of those, and our channel is one of those. So when we are Tampa Bay 28, we really are 28 over the air, but we're not on cable. And you know what? That was always kind of a difficult thing for us, for our channel, because all the other local channels, their number on cable was their same number on OTA. Ours wasn't.
No, so it was harder for people to go, where can I find you again?
Yes.
But I think that's even more to the point of that they still remembered us as 28. Even if they couldn't find us on 28, they were like, oh, because of our old logo, which was 28 Tampa Bay. And now we're 28, we're now Tampa Bay 28. We've just reversed it. So, like we said, we always come back to the way it began, right? And you're the OG. You're really, truly.
I'm there from the beginning.
You're there from the very beginning.
And by the way, Roberto, no big deal, but you're saying, what about the hurricane? So for the first 30 minutes of this show, we were talking about the hurricane. It's like if you walk into a movie 30 minutes late and you miss the trailers, are you going to get mad that you missed the trailers because you were 30 minutes late? I'm just wondering. So anyway, we did talk about the storm. We will talk about the storm again, but right now we are talking and answering questions about how our channel has changed today. And, I'm convinced, when am I going to say ABC Action News? Because it's going to happen.
I really was concentrating so hard today to make sure you say it right. You don't want to say it wrong. But I think that's very normal, right? It's just, you just really want to get it right, especially on launch day. You don't want to say the wrong thing on the day you're supposed to say the right thing. So, but yeah.
And remind people, and we will get back to hurricane stuff. How can people get their question? Look, I will tell you, I've been doing this. I've been doing this TV thing almost 40 years, and I don't know how it happened, but it happened.
You started when you were 10.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not that old,
Yeah.
just like me. I've been here 22. I started when I was 10.
And I have noticed in the last 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. Okay, she's not allowed to say this stuff because she's the news anchor, and I'm the weather guy, so I get away with a little bit more.
That's true.
And look, when I watched the news years and years and years, I saw a lot of politics, a lot of bickering, a lot of stuff that, in my opinion, wasn't local news. And this is my opinion, I truly believe the only way that local news stays relevant is by giving people what's happening in their neighborhoods.
I 100% agree. Because if you want to know about national news, you can watch any of the national channels,
or
right?
get it on streaming, or get it on internet,
exactly, or on the
TikTok,
web.
or
But if
whatever.
you want to know what's happening in your neighborhood, someone in New York is not going to care, but we're going to care because we're here and we want to know what's in your neighborhood and we want to fix whatever problem or issue you have. And so it's really important that we connect with the Tampa Bay community. And I say Tampa Bay, and we say that like broad, but it doesn't have to be just Tampa Bay, Hillsborough County. We're talking about Pasco, Polk, everywhere, Sarasota, you name it. We cover you. So when we say, hey, we put up a QR code, scan this QR code, let us know what's going on in your neighborhood, we mean it, because that comes to us. Our whole news team looks at it. We make sure we assign it to the right reporter, because that's the thing, too. Now, because we're doing such local stories, we have a reporter assigned to Pasco County, Polk County, Hernando County, Sarasota County, Hillsborough, Pinellas. I mean, specifically so that we can do local news, and just like you said.
And you can see it. I mean, again, because I'm not a news guy, I'm the weather guy, I watch, but I've been doing it a long time, so I kind of know a little bit about what I'm talking about, maybe there's a little bit. And I've noticed, I have noticed the stories are different in the last 6 months. I truly have.
Yeah.
I'm noticing us doing stuff that I feel like it's more relevant to what people want to hear. I believe this, I do. And by the way, one person just said, bring back Dirty Dining. So,
Yeah, I have to say,
do Dirty
and
Dining.
I'm working on it. I am working on it. So stay tuned. That's what I can say.
Boy, that's breaking
Stay
news
tuned.
right there.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
But I do. And I'm not just towing the company line. You guys know me. I kind of say it like I call them like I see them a lot of times. I get in trouble for doing it. True. But I really truly believe that what I've seen of late is the only way that local news stays relevant, because you know what? People always are going to want to know what's happening in their neighborhood, in their schools, in their community. I don't care now what platform you're watching it on, whether it's streaming, whether it's TV, whether it's social, whatever. That will change with time. But people are always going to want to know what's happening in their neighborhood.
Absolutely. And because of so many folks out there using that QR code and writing to us, emailing, telling us what's going on, we're learning so much more. I mean, even after the hurricanes last year, I feel like we started because flooding happened in areas that never flooded. So here we are going out to the beaches, right? Clearwater, Pinellas, where there's always flooding, right? But then all of a sudden, we're on Dale Mabry and Fowler, and they flooded there. And you're like, wait, what? And that was because we found out through you in the community, like, we never flood, and we flooded during the hurricane. So I think that's also learning what's going on in your neighborhood, fixing what the problems are in your neighborhood, and it's different for everybody. And I think that's what we're learning, is that what's happening in Polk County may not necessarily be happening in Pinellas, but both are important because this is where we live. Mm-hmm. Tampa Bay is where we live. So whatever is important in your neighborhood, we want to know. And it can be about anything. It could be about schools, the commissioners, whatever's happening there, or just maybe our governor. You want to see changes in new policy that's being talked about. So I think it's all important if you live in Florida. And I have to say, Dan, I'm sure you really feel this way. Our population is growing in Florida. People have moved here. Even after the hurricanes, I know there were a lot of folks who maybe moved, but then I still feel like people are coming back because the traffic is not like it was when I first moved here 20-some years ago.
Yeah, we're full.
Yeah, we're really full.
They're still
and
coming.
Of course, the housing demand is high, so somebody's buying and selling for sure. Yeah. So I feel like, too, the more that we get to know the neighborhoods, the more they get to know us too. Because like to your point, we can't just do national stories because a lot of folks are like, well, I could get that anywhere, and do I really care? But we talk about your school or your sports team or our local sports teams, and you care, right? Because you're a Lightning fan, or you're a Rays fan, or or you're a Bucks fan, and that matters to you. So I think it's all about what's happening in our neighborhood, and we hope anything that's going on, we want to hear your voice. We want to hear what's going on in your community so we can help you, whatever the issue may be.
So, and I'm going to get back to weather coming up now, but remind folks how they can send those story ideas.
It's really through our QR code. Every time we do a story, I really feel like it, whether it's in Pinellas or Hillsborough, wherever, the QR code comes up and they can scan that.
Hold on a second. Jay, if you're watching us, do you have the ability to call up the QR and take it full on this cam? I don't even know if Jay's there. Jay might be sleeping.
Yeah,
hey, Jay, wake up. But if
he does.
Jay, wake up. I think, but I mean, we do have a code somewhere. I don't know where it is.
I think also, but even our website, anywhere on our, I mean, there's always like the new Tampa Bay.com, TampaBay28.com is our new website. And I do believe, but even the old website will still work for the next few weeks because as the changeover comes. But there's even a place on there you can email me directly. You can email any of our reporters directly if you go to our pages where like who's on TV or. It's just there's so many ways. You can call us and leave a message. We have a tip line. So there's so many ways to get in touch with us. And I think also a lot of times when we have reporters in the field, their email, their Twitter, it comes up with their name. So just take a picture of it if you can't get it quickly and send it that way.
Cool. All right. Well, we thank you very much. I mean, you can hang out if you want to, but
you're getting back into weather.
I am gonna get back into because I got a lot of folks asking about weather. Brianna says Jay is banned. Yeah, Jay, you were banned. What the heck? Where was that QR code? That would have been perfect. A lot of questions about the app. Is it changing?
The app, well, the name is changing, but the app will be the same. The name will say Tampa Bay 28, but it's still going to have news, sports, and weather. It's the website is going to just have the new logo, but the app will be the same.
Okay. Now, Nicole is asking this weather question, and there's Wendy. Can you please tell us the power you hold as the treat night czar? That's what Anne Marie is. She does.
Okay, I know y'all want to get to weather. I'll just say I'm in charge of the list, and I make sure people show up for their treat night and get good treats. That's all.
So last Thursday, she texts me at like 3 o'clock or something.
It was like right before, yeah.
Yeah, and she goes, hey, do you remember? This is why I love this woman. So she goes, hey, did you remember, knowing me, because what I used to do is she would give a list and I would crumple it up and throw it.
Yeah, back in the day, no one used texting. I would print out a list.
Of all the names.
Now I just text everybody. Yeah.
Well, she would put a list and I would just throw it, right? And she said, so she sent me, hey, do you remember that tonight's your treat night? Did you just crumple this up and throw it away? And then she said, if you have forgotten, if you forgot, I got your back. I will go out and get a swing veggies, a veggie platter, a pizza like we've had in the past. Yeah. And I see that you got the same, anyway, let's get extensive weather for about 15, 20 minutes before we switched over. Yeah, I see there's an internet issue, Kim. I'm with you on this. And I don't think it's you. I'm relatively sure it's the internet in our building.
Yeah, it just says, people are saying it's buffering.
Yeah, well, I was noticing it on here. I think it's back now, though. I think it's okay. But yeah, it's probably internet. So
sorry, guys.
I don't think we're frozen now. I'm pretty sure we're not, because, maybe it still is. No, we're okay. We're okay. We're back. So no, it isn't just you. It's definitely, the internet in the building. See, and this is what I tell our engineering. I'm like, look, our entire program, everything is run. There's a couple of gerbils down here that are doing the little hamster wheel and keeping it running. But so far, usually it works. You saw.
Yeah,
we had our commercials.
We need to pay them more, though. That's all I'm saying.
Or a little faster computer. That might help, too. All right, anyway, so let's get back to it. All right, so there's a look at Erin, and we've got the area behind it, and then the area in yellow. And Anna Maria. So Nick, wait a minute. Who is Nick? I got to. All right. So Nick is calling me a liar.
For what?
I don't know, but let's see. Because now I'm kind of curious. Because that's saucy. Nick is kind of saucy. Now that we're not on TV, we can really.
Oh, I see it right there.
It is.
Nick
Yeah, Dennis is a liar. All right, so let's go back in. Hold on. Let's just take me full so you can watch this one. Okay, here we go. Banned from all live streams. Confirm. See you, Nick. Nick's gone. All right.
You love doing that, don't you?
I broke my hand last year.
Oh,
I hit it so hard.
Yeah.
This is a true story.
It makes me jump a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gone.
All right.
So, oh, Nick, I'm not getting into it. Nick is gone, so that's okay.
Okay.
All right, so bottom line, let's go back real quick and give you a complete update.
Because now there's 2 storms. I think a lot of folks didn't know that behind Erin, right? We thought there was just 1, but now there's 2.
True story. There might even be, well, yeah, you got the yellow one and the orange one. But so let's first of all, I do want to take a quick look at radar because we have been looking at some decent storms. Yeah, and right now, actually, here, let's go ahead and take this and zoom into Sarasota, Manatee County. There's a couple of thunderstorms right there. I mean, nothing huge, but definitely something. Nick, if you think I downplayed Helene, you have lost your ever-loving mind. Nick, we actually were talking about a surge of 5 to 8 feet about 5 days out. So nice try. All right, so there's Leesburg. And we do have a flood. Look, we do have and boy, this makes sense because they've had so much rain. Flash flood warning for Sumter County right now. I'm going to go ahead and call this out. Flash flood warning until 9 o'clock for northeastern Sumter County. Doppler radar indicated they've had 3 to 4 inches of rain. So let's go ahead and look at that, actually, because that's what I was saying on the news tonight, that these cells aren't moving very quickly. So even though it isn't that it's raining incredibly heavily, but what's happening is because they're not moving, you can see a ton of rain in these spots. And sure enough, there's that stuff in Sumter County between just to the south of Wildwood. And they have had in the last 6 hours about 4 to 5 inches of rain.
Wow.
So that's where you're looking at some flash flooding around Wildwood and down south. So, close to the villages is pretty much what it is. All right, so let's go back and look at tropics now. And one last look. Oh, and by the way, I do have to share a little drama that's going on behind the scenes here. I'm going to have to, these folks love the drama stuff. So there's a look at, as Wendy said, coming up on the heart of hurricane season, right? So from now, mid-August through September, we're in 34%. So a third of all named storms develop in September. And then October through about the middle of October. There is Erin. The winds have decreased. So that is good news. So we are now back into breaking weather. Winds have gone from 140 down to 130 with this last update. So let me go ahead and read what the Hurricane Center says about that on their update. Center of Erin passing east of the Bahamas, Air Force Recon currently investigating the system. So what happened is Recon flew in, and max winds that they could find is 130 miles an hour. Now, the way it often works is when the NHC is issuing their advisories, when they have wind without Recon flying in, they're using satellite and microwave estimates. But when they have actual hurricane hunters flying through, they have a much better idea what's happening. And they just did a complete run and found max winds of 130. So they bumped it down from 140 down to 130. And that's a good thing. Now, over the next day or two, in fact, we'll go ahead and look at track, because over the next day or two, the Hurricane Center is saying that they're expecting it to go a little bit lower. So it's going to go into higher shear as that trough moves it to the east-northeast, and some cooler water as well. So yeah, so we may have peaked. Let's hope we have peaked at 140 and it continues to weaken. But right now, tropical storm warnings remain in effect for the Turks and Caicos, southeast Bahamas. There is a storm surge watch for the Outer Banks of the Carolinas, and also a tropical storm watch for the central Bahamas, and a tropical storm warning, as I said, for the southeastern Bahamas. So overall, this track is going to bring heavy surf from Florida to Maine. It's going to bring coastal flooding probably to South Carolina to the Delmarva, maybe Jersey, but probably not. And riptides are going to be a massive issue. I heard that there were already 50 rescues off the Carolinas today between South Carolina and North Carolina unfortunately, because of the rip currents. And you know, Wendy, there's going to be a lot of surfers out there with this kind of waves, right?
Yeah.
I mean, here, look at the...
They love the waves, but it is so incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, they do. And unfortunately, you often hear about drownings that happen. Let me see if I can call up that map. Where is it? There it is. So here's a look at the surf potential, the wave heights. Now, this is actually just the wave heights. And the max wave heights at the, hold on, if I call up this one, is, what is that, like 90, look at the red right there, 90, it goes, oh, and this is, no, hold on, let me go to waves as opposed to, max waves as opposed to wave heights. Where is that? Down here, max wave. All right, so check this out. So you're gonna see max waves at, what is that? 79 feet.
79,
85 feet.
86, 87, 88, 94. Can
So
that?
there, yeah. So 90, now that's offshore. That's where that center is.
Okay, so not
Not along
obviously
shore.
It dissipates.
But yeah,
dissipates.
on Wednesday night, around 8 o'clock, right about there, the Euro is predicting wave heights as high as 90 to 95 feet.
Wow.
So obviously, now, but look along the coast. There's the orange color. And what's that orange color?
It's
About 14. Yeah. So anywhere
14
from
to 16.
Florida
All the way up.
all the way up, yep. Maybe even a little bit more right there. That looks a little more red there, doesn't it? So that could be closer to 20 to 25 feet off the Outer Banks, and then back to orange to the Delmarva, Norfolk, areas like that. So yeah, so that's, and I think I have another one. If not, I can call it. Yeah. So again, you're looking at that red color, and that looks red, doesn't that? Well,
25, 22,
yeah, so that's
22 to
just
25.
offshore, but it does look like all the way to Cape Cod,
Wow.
all the way through Long Island, you're going to probably see 10 to 14 foot waves. Don't know about coastal flooding because I do think in that particular case, this storm is going to be accelerating away. So watch this. So there it is. See how it starts, see how these icons are really close to each other, but then they're spreading out?
Right.
They're spreading out because its forward speed is picking up. So it'll be pulling away quickly, away from the New England coastline. But right around the Outer Banks is where it's going to be.
And the water is cooler up here,
It
isn't
is, yes.
it? Which is why it weakens so quickly?
Yep. Yeah, it's going to pick up its forward speed, but the winds itself will be looking up. I'm looking at these the different comments here. Yeah, but the winds itself will start to diminish. But still, what's that? Cat 2? Yeah, Cat 2 on Thursday, as it passes east-southeast of Norfolk, and it starts to accelerate away. So yeah, you know what? Based on this track, there will not be any coastal flooding in the Jersey Shore, in my opinion, because it's too far to the east and south of Jersey. But the Outer Banks, it's a lot closer. I mean, you can see just how close it is from the Carolinas, and it's still a Cat 3 at that point. So let me see here. Let me look. Any other questions? Yep, Riptide. Carol's talking about Riptide, 100%. No, Jamil, you're not supposed to be banned. You post a lot, and you are a energetic young lad. So I'm okay with Jamil. Jamil's in Trinidad. Are you in Trinidad or Tobago? I can't remember. It was one of those two. Bobby, August and September are the conga line months. Yes, they are. That's when we start to see them stacking up. And right on cue, Bobby, that's exactly what we're looking at with the orange and the yellow area that we're now tracking with the Hurricane Center.
Somebody just asked if it's going to hit on the west coast, I'm assuming, of Florida, but this looks like it's staying on the east, right?
Yeah.
So that most of the, that's what I'm assuming that
Yeah,
means,
Alicia is
right?
asking if it's going to be any impacts on the west coast. There will not be. As a matter of fact, Alicia, we're going to have drier weather in our area because of the way that it's looking. It'll be far enough offshore that we'll be getting the subsidence side of the sinking air, the drier, hotter air, Wednesday and Thursday. And by the weekend, we're back to more of our typical August pattern. The other two that you see right there, just too early. I mean, is it possible that orange area could go in the Gulf? Yeah, it's possible. I can't say it's likely, but it is possible. And I will tell you, the GFS, and I'll show it to you again. This is what the GFS shows, and it does bring a storm into Florida right there on the 27th, and that is the orange area. So, no, yeah, so that is a unlikely scenario, but it isn't impossible. And why do I say it's unlikely? Because look at the ensembles, which is all the different runs. There's 51 different runs of that model, and one of them brought it into Florida, but look at the majority have it over here or maybe out over here. So it's, you know, the bottom line is there's no agreement yet. There's just no agreement, so it's way too early to pinpoint any kind of details. All right, let me see, one wondering if Erin would turn the waters and cool them off. Yes, Debbie, that's a good point. Upwelling occurs, it's called upwelling. And when you have a big storm over an area of warm water, if it's a slow-moving storm, it usually upwells a little bit more. Erin is not a particularly slow-moving storm, so there will be some upwelling, but probably not as much as if it were a very slow-moving, like, what was the storm? Dorian. You know, Dorian was a really powerful hurricane in the Bahamas, but it also sat there for days on end, so that caused it to weaken. Is there one hitting after Erin? Is the one after Erin hitting Milton? Destiny wants to know. Probably not. Probably not. It's probably going to stay east of Florida. So I think we covered it really well. Look, if you missed any hurricane coverage, then you probably missed the first 20, 25 minutes of the show. I will tell you, Wednesday is going to be an interesting day because Wednesday I have a function that I have to do. So I will be over at Amalie until 8 o'clock, and Shay Ryan is going to be doing the weather from 5 to 7, and she may tackle DPL.
Wow.
She may. She may.
She should.
She obviously could handle the talking part of it. I think this part might make it she's a little nervous about which buttons to press.
There's a lot. Like I said, your multitasking is really impressive.
There's a lot of buttons. There's following along here. There's the commercial break. There's the actual program to change sources if I want to change to the track, or I want to change to a different computer, I use this one. Or if I want to use maybe a double box, I use this one. Or if I use the double box using our weather computer, I use this one.
And most people have a producer, by the way, but this one does it himself.
Well, they're kind of my producer where they remind me to go to break.
Yeah, I know.
Forget.
They were like, you got to go to break.
Yeah,
they remind you. It's fantastic.
I need to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're a really good audience. They have your back.
They do.
That's awesome.
So Shay is going to try to tackle that. So that might be good television.
Yeah, I would watch.
To see.
She'd be fun.
So anyway, that is about it, guys. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate the kind words. So everybody, thank Wendy Ryan for an amazing job telling y'all what our vision is.
Yes,
right?
Yes, our new vision. It's really not new because we've been, like you said, we've been doing it for like 6 months. Your voice, your stories, your community. It's just that we've changed our slogan as Tampa Bay 28. What is old is new again.
And dating back to this.
Yeah.
Funny story. So these pictures, so they took these pictures 30 years ago.
Right.
I have sleepy eyes. And they've been called bedroom eyes, but usually sleepy eyes. But they've been called both. So here's why that's important. Because when I smile, and I'm getting better at it now, but when I smile, my eyes are kind of half closed sometimes. So with this magnet, there was one that was called the Forecasters. They called us the Forecasters. I don't know why, but that was a Steve Majors thing. Let's call them the Forecasters. Why you would do that as opposed to meteorologists.
That's what you did, though, right?
We did, but usually the way it works is, and this is a little inside something here. So if you were a meteorologist, you're called a meteorologist. But if you did weather and you weren't a meteorologist, you were called a forecaster.
Ah, because you didn't have your seal or your degree,
right.
Yeah.
So when they did this whole promotional campaign as the Forecasters, we kind of had a thing against it. The Mets did, because they were kind of like knocking us down. We weren't Mets.
Like,
we were
what do you
forecasters.
mean? I got my seal. It took a lot of work.
Well, so anyway, so we had these little magnets that were called the forecasters, and they had all 4 of us. It was me, well, Wayne Shattuck was the chief, and it was me, and it was, I think, Linda Gellinella.
Linda G.
And I don't know if Dan Schaefer was still here or not. Maybe it was Dan Schaefer. I can't remember. But anyway, so they had to show my picture. And I had these little sleepy eyes things. So one eye was open a little bit more than the other. So what our art guy did was he cut my right eye and pasted it on my left eye.
Oh, dear God, really?
So we had, on the magnet, I had 2 right eyes on the picture.
Did it look weird?
It looked so weird. It looked
we gotta dig that up.
It looked
I gotta
so
find that.
ridiculous.
I'm gonna call our creative service guy. You need to pull it out. Come on, we gotta show it.
Yeah. Now I've learned over the years that matter of fact, we had a consultant that was here, and you know what my thoughts are on consultants.
Yeah.
But we had a consultant here like 6 or 7 years ago, and he's like, Dennis, you need to have your eyes open a little bit more. I'm like, and that's why we always tell our our directors to have my cameras. See, Josh is over here. He knows.
Yes.
Josh, come on over here, Josh.
Really high. And
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, could you lower it? Because I can't see it up high.
I wanted to introduce
All
Josh.
5 feet of me.
Because first of all, Josh did a ton of work in
That's right.
the new 28
Tampa Bay 28
stuff thing.
Yeah.
So he's got
look at you.
And Josh is also trying to figure out why these monitors still go to black when there's lightning around. We've yet to figure that one out yet, but we're still working on it.
He's working on it, though.
We are working on it. So thank you, Josh.
If anyone can figure it out, it's Josh.
But Josh knows that those cameras are supposed to be really super high because it makes my eyes, because I'm looking up a little bit as opposed to the bedroom eyes, the half shut eye.
Right.
And so anyway, the consultants are like, tell Dennis to open his eyes a little bit more while he's on TV. So when I'm out there, I'm kind of like this, like trying to open my eyes really super wide to make the consultants happy, because after all, that's what we always want to do, make the consultants happy, right?
Right, yeah.
So anyway, there you go.
Anyway, we don't have any right now. We kind of like it that way.
All right. So you guys, thank you, Wendy, again. And,
Thank you. Thank you guys for watching and all the questions.
And we have lots of them. We've still got lots and lots of people here, but I think we covered the weather. We'll be back tomorrow. It'll just be me tomorrow, where we'll be doing all weather. And then Wednesday, will it be Shay Ryan? Will it be Greg D? I don't know. So tune in, and hope you tune in tonight at 11 on Tampa Bay 28 at 11
tonight.
Or tonight. That's the name.
Tampa Bay 28 tonight.
Tampa Bay 28
at
tonight.
11.
Got it. Thanks, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you on our next edition of Dennis Phillips Live.
Bye, guys.